how to get ahead of 99% of the people. Now, the way you get ahead of 99% of the people is by doing things that 99% of the people would never do and then doing it consistently. I heard somebody say that if you want to get ahead of 99% of the people, listen to the mainstream take on life and then do the opposite, which is kind of funny, but it is true as well. Because अगर तुम्हें कुछ अलग करना है, if you really want to do something different that majority of the people around you do not do, then you will have to sit down with yourself. You need to unlearn things and you need to build your own mental blocks. Now, the thing with unlearning is that it is hard. It is really hard because सोसाइटी ने तुम्हारे दिमाग में, तुम्हारे अनकॉन्शियस माइंड में कुछ चीजें बिठा दी है जब से तुम पैदा हुए हो. दे हैव टोल्ड यू कि तुम्हें स्कूल में ये करना है ताकि तुम्हें एक अच्छा कॉलेज मिले, तुम्हें कॉलेज में ये करना है ताकि तुम्हें अच्छी जॉब मिले, तुम्हें जॉब में ये करना है ताकि तुम कॉर्पोरेट लैडर को इजीली क्लाइंब कर सको. तो सोसाइटी ने जो पाथ ले करा हुआ है ना, इट इज वेरी सर्टन, इट इज वेरी कंफर्टेबल एंड दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द पीपल टेक इट. नाउ आई डू नॉट हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम विद टेकिंग दिस पाथ, बट आई हैव प्रॉब्लम विद द रिजिडिटी ऑफ द डेस्टिनेशन दिस पाथ लीड्स टू, एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली आई हैव प्रॉब्लम विद द चॉइस. If you're not chosen this path yourself, then there is a problem. Then there is something that you need to fix. So you need to sit down with yourself and you need to ask yourself, is this path for me? And if not, do I really want to do, or if I am ready to do things that are required to actually get ahead of 99% of the people, okay? And that is exactly what we are going to be talking about. In this video, we are going to be talking about how do you become a person that get ahead of majority of the people around you. So without wasting any time, let's dive deep. Step number one, and probably the most important and the hardest in my opinion, is that you need to fix your internal chaos. देखो यार, आज तुम्हें इस मोमेंट में पता है what your goals are and how do you have to reach to your goals and what are the things that you need to do today to reach your goals. अब दिक्कत ये है कि अगर तुम्हें 99% लोगों से आगे बढ़ना है, then you will need to put in the work. ठीक है, and inaction is comfortable, but action is how you get ahead of 99% of the people. और irony ये है कि you do not get ahead of 99% of the people by getting better than them, but you get ahead of them by becoming the better version of yourself every day. ठीक है, and I truly believe that this is your best shot at getting ahead of everyone, because that is the only thing. Your self improvement is the only thing that is in your control, and that is the only thing that you can change if you are not improving every day today. Because when you focus on becoming a better version of yourself every day, you get ahead of everyone around you by default. So that's step number one. You need to fix your internal chaos. The majority of the war, the majority of the fight is you versus you. It's not you versus them. Step number two, you guys, is you need to fix your surroundings. You need to understand this, that mediocrity is infectious. When you hang around mediocre people, when you talk mediocre ideas, you get affinity towards them. And when you get affinity towards things and thoughts and perceptions that 99% of mediocre people have around you, you become a part of them, right? So you need to break out. You need to take yourself away from mediocrity. You need to be very aware of who are the people you make friends, who are the partners you do business with, and what are the rooms you are entering. Because when you control your environment, you control the thoughts that you are going to be having about your life, perceptions that you are going to be having, the mental models that you will be building in your mind. And when all these things going in your mind are not good, it's almost impossible to get ahead, because now you are conditioning yourself with mass mentality. You're conditioning yourself with the things and the thoughts and the perception that everybody around you has. So you need to break out. You need to keep you away from mediocrity at all cost. Step number three, you guys, is raise your consciousness. You need to start with a true thought, a thought about what type of a life you want to live, a thought which is not influenced by people around you, but a true thought. And the only way you get that true thought, a true thought which is your own, is by raising your consciousness. And the way you raise your consciousness is by being aware of yourself. You need to have a very subjective point of view of yourself. You need to ask yourself constantly, is this the choice that I am making myself, or is it the choice that I'm making because people around me praise this choice? What are the things that I like? What are the things that I hate? What are the things that I do not agree with? What are the things that I disagree with? You need to have a very subjective point of view, and then you need to ask ask yourself question consistently and constantly that am I making this decision because it is my own, or am I making this decision because it is influenced by people around me? Because most of the times any answer that you give of any question asked to you is conditioned by the society, is conditioned by people around you, and is conditioned by your upbringing. Just to take an example, हो सकता है कि तुम्हारी फैमिली में when you were growing up money was an issue, right? So people around you were just talking about how money is bad, right? And that thought just sit in your unconscious mind, and now when you are grown up you believe that okay, money is not good, right? And that is a thought which is conditioned by society, and it is not your true thought. And the only way you will ever be able to figure out what is true or wrong is by unlearning and by raising your consciousness. And raising your consciousness is a lifelong process. It is not a short-term process, but when you work towards it gradually, slowly, step by step every day, eventually your mental strength, your perceptions, your work ethic get much better than 99% of the people around you. And it is never late, okay? You can start today, you can sit with today and ask yourself, are all the choices that I'm making in my life my own? And if it's not, you need to change something, okay? You need to come up with better and true answers, regardless of if those answers are going to hurt yourself or hurt the loved ones around you in the short term. But because I think that's the only way to live a truly happy and fulfilled life. Okay guys, step number 4 is you need to align your actions. Now, when it comes to thought, a lot of people know exactly what the dream life looks like. A lot of people know exactly what are the goals they have. They also make a plan, but actually sitting down and putting in the work and executing on the plan is the hardest piece of the puzzle. Misalignment of action from your true thought is the easiest path to live an unhappy and unfulfilled life. The reason why you think you are a failure or you are not achieving things or you think like an imposter, because you know that you are capable of achieving a lot of things, but you are not sitting down and putting in the work. So there is a misalignment of action and your thought. So you need to align your action with your true thought if you really want to get ahead. Okay guys, step number 6 is you need to get comfortable with failure. You will see that in our society, failures are not praised, okay? Failures are always disrespected. People mock people who fail. People, kind of laugh around people who fail in their career or in the business that they have started. But you need to understand that failure is a part of the process. When you fail, lock yourself in the room, cry about it, do not talk to anyone if you want to, but sooner or later realize that this is the path that you need to take. This is the only path forward, and hold your failure as a badge of honor, because the people who actually give a try are only the one who fail. So let people laugh and be at peace with failures. You need to get comfortable with the failure if you really want to get ahead, because you do not get ahead in sprints. You get ahead of the people by training, by failing, by falling down, by getting back up again, by jogging, by juggling, and then sprinting maybe at the end, okay? So it's a long process. It is not just a single 100-meter sprint that you will start and you will win, right? So you need to get comfortable with your failures. Okay guys, so we are moving to the last piece of the puzzle. It is you need to believe in yourself. You must believe that it is possible to get ahead in life. You need to believe that it is possible to achieve great things in life, because if you do not believe yourself and your own ability, how are you going to convince somebody else to believe in your journey and believe in the work that you are doing? It's almost impossible, okay? You need to surround yourself with people who are ready to give it a shot, who are not ready to settle for less, people who are savages, people who are not ready to accept anything apart from their true thought. You need to stand tall. You need to have self-belief. You need to work towards your goals with discipline, grit, and self-belief. And if you just do it for long enough, you will see that world around you bends the way you have always imagined it. And I will end this video with this line: you get ahead of 99% of the people by beating 99 old versions of yourself. That's all for this video, you guys. आई होप तुम्हें वीडियो पसंद आया होगा. अगर पसंद आया देन स्मैश द लाइक बटन. मुझे कमेंट करके बताओ टॉप 1, ताकि मुझे पता लगे दैट यू वॉच दिस वीडियो टिल द एंड, और मैं तुम्हारे लिए ऐसे वीडियोस हर वीक रिकॉर्ड करके पोस्ट कर सकूं. इफ यू आर वाचिंग मी फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, प्लीज सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल, प्रेस द बेल आइकॉन सो डू नॉट मिस वीडियोस लाइक दिस. दैट्स इट फॉर दिस वीडियो, एंड आई विल सी यू गाइस इन माय नेक्स्ट वीडियो.